They're 8-2.
Yeah.
They're not a real 8-2 football team.
See, that's what we go down.
They just not,
we go down
they're
that
not a
lane.
real
How could they not be a real 8-2 football team?
I'm just saying they're not a real 8-2 team.
Welcome to your favorite Tennessee Titans podcast, Tennessee Titans Weekly. Jacques. Hey, Jacques, I got a question for you, brother. Just
Talk
real quick, man, before we start this show. Y'all
Yes,
ready?
sir.
About those that's listening? You ready? All right. Who that said they gonna beat them Saints?
Them Titans.
Oh. Who that said they gonna beat them Saints?
Them Titans, bro.
Them Titans. Tighten up.
Them
New Orleans
Titans.
Saints. Titans.
Them Titans.
The
Who that? Who that say they gonna be who?
Them
Them
Titan
Saints?
boys. Them tighten up boys.
Them who that? Who that say they gonna who that? You gonna do what? They gonna who that? They gonna who that?
Cincinnati says who they. New Orleans says who that.
Who that?
In
Right.
Tennessee, we say tighten up. What about that?
Right. Now I'm talking. Before you can get the who that, it's Titans. That's all you got to hear.
Exactly.
Put that Titan in your gumbo. That's all you got to do. Gumbo that Titan. Mix it up.
Absolutely. Well, what's going on, folks? What's happening, y'all? Good evening to everybody watching the show. Thanks as well as joining in as we celebrate again the Tennessee Titans being 8-2, beating the New Orleans Saints 23-21 here in Nashville. The Titans again, the number one seed in the AFC, beating a formidable foe in the New Orleans Saints. The Saints was a tough team, especially on defense. And we definitely got a lot to talk about, for this particular game, Jacques. We were at the tailgate. You can definitely see that in our previous posts. Jacques actually was at the game. So, in the atmosphere there, seeing it, man, it was great, Jacques.
Right. Definitely. The first game without King Henry, it was a little weird, but hey, they got the job done. Like you said, we beat them, that Who Dat Nation, as they say. And like you said earlier, Hawk, the defense was very tough, man. Right. I don't think Titans fans realize how tough the Saints defense was until you told me that they were the what?
The number one run defense in the league.
Exactly.
Yep,
so that was it made sense. And to me, this is gonna sound crazy, but I think their defense was a little bit better than the Rams defense.
No question about that.
We'll get into the meat and potatoes here.
Yeah,
but man, hey, great game from the Titans.
That's right.
And hey, salute to Big Q for allowing us on his show. Like
that's
I said,
right.
Salute to that brother, man.
That's right. And as you mentioned, Jacques, Derrick Henry's first game missing at home. You know what I'm saying? Fans were there. Of course, they want to see the King. You know what I'm saying? But hey, we still won this ball game. Great job to the Titans, man. So speaking of Who Dat Nation, right? They come here after losing to the Atlanta Falcons. Heard a lot of Saint fans, just talking about how the Saints are going to come in and they're going to be angry. And I get that. You lost to your rival. But we won the football game at the end of the day, right? They have folks out. We definitely have folks out. So what were some of the reasons as to why we beat Who Dat Nation and the New Orleans Saints, man?
Well, one reason was, I'm going to say it, Marcus Johnson. Salute to that brother, okay? I think it was that Friday we heard that Julio Jones was out with a hamstring injury. Now he's on IR, right? Yep. And you're asking somebody else to step up besides A.J. Brown. Now, we know if A.J. Brown has been struggling, he struggled the last game and he struggled this game, right? And he hasn't been consistent this season. And I don't know if it's a confidence thing. I know, salute to A.J. for once. I want to give him credit because of the mental aspect of what he talked about suicide and everything like that. So YouTube, we're talking about it in a good way for the algorithm, because you know how YouTube be tripping. So it's nothing nefarious, but salute to him for at least bringing it up. And I really think that he's still going through something mentally to where it's affecting him in game. And when he couldn't step up, we've kept hearing this thing about Marcus Johnson in training camp. The whole training camp, Marcus Johnson is this, Marcus Johnson is that. Now, we've seen flashes of it. Now, of course, he was hurt the beginning of the first 2 or 3 games. But then we've seen flashes. You're like, okay, Tannehill got chemistry with Marcus, but when is it going to actually, put together? That joker had 5 catches for 100 yards. A buck, bro. A buck, okay? And these weren't they wasn't little small catches. I think he took one for 55. He had another big catch and another catch that was pretty big. So I think his average was 15 to 16 yards a catch. The Joker was killing it, man. And so we needed him to step up in the right time. 2, I would say the offense moved better this game, right? but we still have stuff that we need to clean up. Jesus Christ, okay? But offensively, they moved the ball better this game than we did with the Rams. We ran it okay. We're still not running the ball up to par, and I think that's something as a Titans fan base that we have to get used to, because it's kind of weird to see the King is not out there and he's not toting the rock and he can take it to the house. You're doing it with 3 dudes. 3 dudes, right? 3 dudes. So the run game was okay. We know Deontay was the leading lady in the whole thing, right? He had 11 attempts, 30 yards. AP had 8 carries for 21, and Jeremy had 4 carries for 7. So, I mean, it was a good mix. You still didn't crack 80 yards. You cracked 66. And I think it was a little bit better from Sunday. So we need at least to get to 80 to at least 90 yards for me to feel comfortable and be like, okay, hey, we're kind of back with the run game, right? But it's kind of hard when you got a good run defense and you're trying to run into a wall, right? So that's one aspect. Another aspect, too, is they took advantage of their opportunities when they needed to, right?
That's a fact. Facts, no paper, Jacques. They did.
Hey, they took advantage of opportunities. And that's how we're going to have to win, is take advantage of the small opportunities, right? Small things, just small little things, find new things that team might make a mistake and you can make up for them making a mistake, right? Like the key moment of the special teams play when I think Dylan Cole popped them, come out the second half. They get the ball back. Now imagine that could have went different, right? Could have went way different than it did when we ended up getting the ball back. That was an extra possession in the second half. So that was huge. And you took advantage of it in the red zone. So that's for me, the offensive side of the ball. I'm gonna leave some meat on the bones for you, Hawk. Okay. Tell me, man, what was ways that we won this game, bro?
Facts, no paper, man, especially on the fact that we cashed in on those opportunities, right? That's how good teams win. And I really think that's huge. So I'm going to start with special teams as to why we won this football game, okay? As you spoke upon the fumble, Deontay Harris, their fast, speedy receiver on the kickoff, fumbled right next to our end zone for the most part. We only had but a few yards to get into the end zone, and what did we do? We scored a touchdown, right? Huge. Then I look at, the kicking game, right? When I look at, Brett Kern, out there kicking punts, he had over 200 yards of punts, man, averaging 41 yards a punt. You know what I'm saying? Again, second game in a row, he's punting the hell out the ball. We're looking at a guy that's been an all-pro. So Brett Kern, it's like me shaving my head, just something that we do, right? So when I look at, their kicker, Johnson, he missed 2 extra points. I'm Saints fans like, where I was at watching the game downtown Nashville, they were like, we can't make an extra point. I was like, yeah, I mean, that's kind of bad. And the one field goal they made was just 20 yards. So, that was huge. Now, New Orleans punted pretty well. Gillikin punted pretty well, but, special teams, field position and things was the reason why, was a huge reason why we won this game, because of Brett Kern. Then you got, that boy Randy Bullock. The 3 field goals he kicked, he made all 3 field goals. That's 9 points on the board for, they call him the fat kicker or something like that. He made
Fat Randy.
Yeah, Fat Randy. He made all his kicks. He made all of them. You know what I'm saying? So he accounted for a good amount of points plus extra points that he makes. He made his kicks, right? So he's been very underrated. Now, that was a big part of this game because, again, we won by 2. They missed 2 extra points. Okay? Then I look on the other side of the ball, too, defensively in the first half. We shut them down in the first half. You know what I'm saying? Big Jeff, 2 sacks. Big Jeff is like, look, bro. I'm from Mississippi. I'm not too far from Louisiana, man. I want some of this gumbo too, right? So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to act the clown. I'm trying to be an all-pro. I'm trying to be the best D tackle in the AFC. Holla at your boy is what he's saying right now. And Jeffrey Simmons has been a monster. Then you got Harold Landry out there with his 10th sack. He's second in the league in sacks. Harold Landry, bro, okay? So this first half, we dictated the game on defense. The second half, it seemed like the defense got a little bit tired. It probably was like, man, we're trying to hold this game as much as we can, guys, okay? Offense, can y'all please score? But, you talked about Marcus Johnson on the offense. I totally agree with that. But on the other side of the ball, defense and special teams, hey, we fought just like we do. And we won the football game at the end of the day. So New Orleans came in here. If the playoffs started today, they would have been in the playoffs as a 6th seed. So it's not like some random team. The New Orleans their defense is good, very good, okay? They are a nasty, hard-hitting defense. You know what I'm saying? So
Very physical.
yeah, very physical defense. And we out toughed them. I mean, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. So now great points. Facts, no paper. And who that?
Them
Who that?
Titan boys, tighten up.
Who they say they're gonna beat them Saints?
Them Titans.
Who?
Them Titans. Them boys in blue, cold blue. Them boys never satisfied. Tighten up.
Hey, shout out to Saints, man. Shout out to the Saints. So,
yeah, man.
Oh man, give me a players. Give me somebody that you think that it was the player of the game, or players.
Gotcha. I want to say Marcus Johnson, but I'm gonna hold that off because that might be the player that, because you spoke very well of him, and I totally agree. He was the best player on the field on offense. There's no question about that. But I'm gonna give credit to Ryan Tannehill. I'm gonna give Ryan Tannehill.
Facts, no paper.
People will look at his numbers and be like, "Oh, he didn't throw for 300 to 400 yards, whatever." He didn't have to. Again, just like the Rams game, played a lot on the short field, right? When Ryan Tannehill was asked to throw the football, he made the throws. Yes, he had one interception, but on the stat sheet, it shows 0 because it was a penalty on the play. So, as we've been saying, he's got to get that one interception out early, and then he's fine for the rest of the game, right? But I like the fact that he controlled the offense very well. When he was asked to be put on the spot, man, he made the right throws. Yes, there were players, again, dropping passes and things, but, Ryan Tannehill put the team in position and throwing the football. What I like the fact is, right now, we have so many players hurt, and Ryan Tannehill still making it happen with a very patchwork offensive line, man. We got an offensive line is like putting a bike tire on a truck, bro. That's what it is. We're putting a three-wheeler bike tire on a truck right now. So we're struggling in that regard, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to have to say Ryan Tannehill. And on offense, on defense, I got to go with that boy, Big Jeff, man. I got to, that's been my boy right there, man. 2 sacks. Jeffrey Simmons was all over the field, especially in the first half, 4 tackles. At times he was unstoppable. And what New Orleans did, I give them credit, in the second half, they started zone blocking and they started to double team Jeffrey Simmons. But Dupree wasn't out there. So it's kind of like, okay, we don't have to go one-on-one with everybody. Let's double team 98 because he's a problem. He's a problem. We'll live with Naquan and them guys. We know Naquan got a sack. We'll live with these guys. We can't let Jeffrey Simmons go out. So those are my 2 guys, man. What about for you, Jacques?
As you said earlier, like I praised him, Marcus Johnson, man. I got to get a brother credit, man, from stepping up when AJ was dormant. He was getting double teamed. Some instances he had opportunities to make plays, and they tried to dial up plays to get him the ball. It's just AJ's just not there right now, and you just need somebody to step up. Like you said, we got all these injuries, and Josh Reynolds was supposed to be what Marcus Johnson did Sunday, right? He was supposed to be the guy. But then all of a sudden, Marcus Johnson just goes off for 5 catches and 100 yards. And there were key plays, too. Key plays that put us in position because we were down, 6-2, I think, either 3 or nothing. And he caught that 55-yard just to something to get the spark on the offense. You remember last show I said we need a spark. I don't know where it's going to come from, specifically on offense, not defense, because defense got the swagger. Right. You're trying to find your swagger on offense, and right now you don't have it because the swagger you had is gone, which is Derrick Henry. So we need one of you young kids or young brothers or young players to step up and make a play, and Marcus Johnson was able to do that. Now, I'm not going to crown him yet because he needs to be consistent, right? I need to see this again. I need to see this again. Before I can be like, okay, you're a solid receiver, bro. I need to see it again, right? And hopefully we get more of Marcus Johnson. Not saying he's going to be A.J. Brown because there was 1 minute, Hawk. They had Marshawn. They had Big Q call him Laddie, a.k.a. Marshawn Lat Daddy. Yeah, they had Lat Daddy, a.k.a. Marshawn Lattimore on Marcus. So you're doing something right when they have to put their best corner on you, right? Yeah. And then it switched up and they had the other corner on A.J. So you would think that would provide a one-on-one opportunity for AJ. So it's one of those things, man. Salute to that brother. And then go to the defensive side of the ball. You said it, Hawk. Big Jeff Simmons. I mean, what else can we do? 2 sacks? Remember, I told you last week was his coming out party. Yep. He said, I'm here. He told the NFL, I'm here. Okay. Yep. Got 2 more. 2 more. Okay. Yep. We play Houston Sunday. I'm afraid for Houston because he can probably get 4, right? He'll probably go out for 4, right? And like you said, they did, and like you said, mad respect to Sean Payton, who's a genius coach, who's up there with the top-notch coaches, with the Bill Belichick's and everything, because He knows how to adjust, and he adjusted right. He just didn't have him prepared properly. So those are my 2 players of the game. Also, side note, man, shout out to West on Broadway, man. They tweeted this stat. Well, you know what? I'm gonna save it. Go ahead to the next segment, bro. I'm gonna save it. One more thing I gotta ask you.
Okay.
Who that say they're gonna beat them Saints?
Them Titans.
Who that? Who that?
Them Titans. Them
Who
Titans.
that say they're gonna beat them Saints?
Them Titans. Them Titan boys, man. And I tell you one player you and I discussed that did well is that boy Christian Fulton too, bro.
Oh man,
New Orleans native, dog. Zero catches on him, bro.
Okay, can I?
Fulton County Jail, bro.
Okay, I'm at the game. I'm watching the game. Trevor Siemian told the right side up. You know who was on the right side? Chris Jackson and that boy Jack Rabbit.
Yep.
The left side, he did not throw.
Bro.
Oh my, that one throw he threw on the left side, he didn't throw over there no more.
Yeah.
He didn't throw over there no more.
Yeah.
I was like, I said, Christian is starting to be to the point where quarterbacks are starting to respect him. And you just need Jack Rabbit and Chris. And Chris had a bad game. I'm not going to beat up on Chris too bad. He just had a bad game. He'll bounce back. He'll be okay. But salute to Fulton County Jail, man. Salute to him.
Yep. That's right. That's right. So, Jacques, man, you and I have discussed some things, man. And, based on the conversations you and I have had, I was like, man, we need a vent, bro. We need a vent. There's a lot of news out there about the Titans. We're 8-2. A lot of people don't believe this or whatever. A lot of different things going on, man. So those in the that's watching the show, I'm sure you feel the exact same way, right? You hear so many things about the Titans, this or whatever. So, bro, let's use this minute to vent for a minute. Are y'all all right with that? You know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure. It's not a live show, but I'm just letting y'all know before we get into this part, we got to vent for just for a split second, bro. Jacques, man, how you feeling, dog, about what
I don't think we've never done nothing. We had a therapy session. I don't think we've never done an actual vent session
right
on the show.
That's all part of therapy.
That is. I know me and Hawk kind of do this offline, but we're gonna give it a piece of what we do when we're gonna bring what we do offline to online. So one, I want to say, let's talk about injuries, okay?
Yep.
The Titans have had 82 different players this season, okay? 82 different players. Now, I listened to Big Q show Sunday, and there was a brother on there, and he was talking about injuries, okay? And I've heard you got into a good banter in the comment section with a Bills fan. He's talking about injuries, okay? There's no excuse for when you have 82 different players that has played this season for this team to be 8-2. Keyshawn Johnson, okay? Hashtag Keyshawn Johnson, okay?
Yep.
82 different players, okay? Not only is that coaching, but that your team has to buy into that coaching, right? Mike Vrabel's a hell of a coach, but if we don't buy into the culture or the coaching, or I don't believe what you selling, this is going to go in here this ear and go out the other, right? I'm a professional football player. I get paid. I can come to this place and just play and just to get a check. That's all I can do, right? But what I hear from the national media, what you hear from the national media is, Keyshawn Johnson, the Titans are not a real 8-2 team. Interesting. Okay. But then you say you don't watch the team. You don't watch the Titans game, but you can't back up your analysis of why the Titans are not an 8-2 team.
Tell them,
so,
Josh.
Keyshawn, what are they? What are they, a 3-16 team? Are they a 2-8 team? What are they? Are they a 5-5 team? If you're going to elaborate, if you're going to say a statement, elaborate on it. Let's unpack that. When you say that, unpack that. Shout out to Jay on the show because he tried to unpack it, but I don't think he challenged Keyshawn enough. And I don't know why they don't challenge Keyshawn Johnson enough, but he needs to be challenged. And I don't think he can come on our show. He can come on anybody that covers the Titans show, and they need to challenge him. Don't be afraid of Keyshawn Johnson. Nobody's afraid of Keyshawn Johnson. They weren't afraid of when he played, and him and Warren Sapp had beef. We ain't afraid of you, Keyshawn Johnson, okay? Hashtag Keyshawn Johnson, all right? I'm sorry, bro. This is, like you said, this is a venting session, so I'm going to vent, okay? Shout out to Wes on Broadway. Everybody has screenshotted this, what he said, okay? Now, the Titans put Julio Jones on IR. Marcus Johnson had 5 catches, right? David Long and Rashawn Evans is out. But Monty Rice and Monty Rice and that
Jayon
boy
Brown.
Jayon had 11 combined tackles. Okay, Dylan
piece.
comes in,
A piece,
bro. Dylan comes in, he forces a fumble. Naquan gets his first sack. Okay, so you're telling me that this is not an 8-2 team? No, this team is battle tested. Okay, I don't think people understand this. This team has been through hell and back. Okay, literally hell and back. Right, hell and back. All right. You've had injuries. Nothing seems to go our way. If we go to the Super Bowl and we win it, I guarantee you they still won't give us our credit. They'll still say, hey, the Titans, no, or the other team lost the game, or the Titans ain't this, or Titans ain't that. You see what I'm saying? So my thing is this team, shout out to Vrabel, shout out to the coaching staff, shout out to everybody except the training staff because they can't keep them healthy. But shout out to everybody in that building because they believe. They believe, man. They believe that what they're doing is the right way to do it, right? And I think Byard has quoted, he's quoted and said, everybody don't believe in us, but we got to believe in ourselves. We got to make sure, hey, we believe in ourselves that we can do it. And they know they can do it, and they play good as a team. I think the Titans in the NFL, and I'm not just talking about the AFC, but the NFL, Hawk, is the most complete, the most battle-tested, the most focused team that you're going to see in the NFL, the most consistent team, right? We talk about every other team in the NFL, Chicago, the Chiefs, everybody else. They're not consistent. They give you up and down, up and down. But what is the Titans consistently doing? Winning, okay? They're consistently winning. And what counts and what ultimately gets you to the Super Bowl is when you do this. Like Jameis Winston said, he ate them W's. You ate them W's. So that's my thing. If you're going to make a statement like that, hashtag Keyshawn Johnson, you bring facts with that. Like how we say facts, no paper, bring some facts. You elaborate on your statement when you talk about the Titans. You bring it out, bruh. Okay? Don't just like disrespecting a family member. Hey, bruh, bring that out. And I'm surprised ain't nobody challenge them, but they need to challenge them, bruh. I'm going to leave some meat on the bone for you. Go ahead, vent it out, bro.
So, I've had people that I know that are Saints fans, okay? Saint fans, there's a lot out there. And, you know, we're in the South, so you're going to have that, and that's cool. And I have probably friends and people that I know that are fans. There's a fan that I know probably from every team. And anytime the Titans play them, of course, I get texts, right? So as soon as the game was over, first thing I get is, yeah, good win, but we got a lot of injuries. And I was like, bruh, I sent him a picture, an icon, not even a message. Like, you know, the Apple icon looks like this.
You talking about the one to do like this?
Just the face is like the line on the mouth, like just like that. That's what I sent him, right? And I was like, bro, you cannot be serious, man. That sort of sparked me. You know, we was posting things on Instagram and, you know, looking even on Twitter of so many people talking about, you know, the Saints had this many injuries and things like that. But, you know, shout out to Easton Freeze, man, on Twitter, man. He sent something that I was like, bro, that hit home. And when we posted it, bro, so many comments. And that's cool. Love the banter. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you bring your points, we're going to bring ours. But the Titans have had 20 players on the injured reserve this year. That's number one in the NFL, right? Number one. They have dressed over 80 players.
We're 82
number
now.
one in the NFL, right? 80, right? 260 man games lost to injuries. Number one in the NFL. Tennessee has been the most injured team in the league, okay? Now, am I sitting there looking for sympathy points? Like, oh, because it is a next man up thing, right? Next man up. That's just what it is, right? You have no choice. Unless you just quit playing football as a team, you got to put somebody out on the field. But the thing is this, is don't say that your teams are hurt. Don't say it's because of injuries. When you're talking to the team that has the most injuries in the league, and that's a fact. That's not an opinion. That's a fact, okay? We have teams that we face, the Bills, the Chiefs, you know, just the team, really good teams that we beat, and some of them didn't have maybe but one player to no players on the injury reserve, right? On their injury report. The Saints had their share of injuries. They did. They had Kamara out. They got Jameis Winston out. Cool. You forgot that we got Derrick Henry out. We got Julio Jones out. I mean, we can keep going. There's players that have been hurt. Bud Dupree wasn't even really playing. Like, we have so many different players that are out every single game. And we're not talking 2 players. We're talking like 5, 6, 7, 8 players in a game that are out. We're talking about starters that are out. Offensive line, we have 3rd or 4th string guys. Hart got cut. You see what I'm saying? We got guys that are just plugging in there, hoping to win. So when I hear that, I'll be like, bro, end the conversation. There's nothing else to be said. If you want to talk about injuries, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about some other stuff, but don't talk injuries about the Titans because we ain't got room to hear that. We're here. We're winning ball games. And for Keyshawn Johnson to even say, oh, they're a fake 8-2 team, and then like, okay, well, explain. If you're gonna talk smoke, you need to let us know where the smoke is coming from. Is it coming from the barbecue pit? Is it coming from a fire on the floor? We need to know that, right? He couldn't even explain it. He couldn't say, "Oh, I've never seen him play." So I just think that. I just think that they're 8-2 because they don't have a quarterback that's throwing 4,000 yards and Derrick Henry's out or whatever like that, bro. Do your tape study, bro. Study the tape first before you say that we're a fake 8-2 team. We just went through 4 teams, 4 playoff teams: Bills, Chiefs, Colts. Who else am I missing? The Rams.
Saints.
Now the Saints. 5. And then people are saying, "Oh, y'all got this cupcake schedule going." Look, we beat the teams up front that we never thought we would go 5-0 against, and we did that. We beat 5 playoff teams in a row. We beat them. Okay, give the Titans some credit. I don't have to say that the Titans need to be on this threshold or this pedestal like, oh, yeah, we should be on the news every day. We don't have to be. I'm fine with that. I like when we're low key. I think most of you feel the same way because anytime we put up front, that's when we don't play the best. When we're kind of low key and we beating everybody, no one says much, that's when we play the best. But don't say the Titans are not a good team or blah, 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 blah. We're the number 1 team in the AFC for a reason, okay? For a reason. We just won our last 2 games without Derrick Henry, okay? Yes, it's going to be a struggle to keep winning games, especially going to the Super Bowl without the king. That's just being honest. But they're finding ways to win at the end of the day. They're finding ways. We beat the Rams without Derrick Henry. Are you serious? Now, the Rams all shaken up mentally, right? How are the Saints going to recuperate? The Chiefs had to go through some therapy sessions after we beat them. The Bills had to go through some therapy when we beat them. So, don't say that we're fake nor say that, about injuries. Don't talk about injuries with us. Don't do that. Don't do that. I can't tell you how to grow hair right now. So I'm not going to have that conversation with you. Okay. I'll be like, you know what? I'm going to slide over here. That was some years ago. I'm going to slide on to the left. I don't know much about that right now. Right. All I know is a chic 3 and I call it a day. Right. So the Titans have a lot of respect. Mike Vrabel should be coach of the year right now for coaching a team that's got free agents out there starting and making sacks. So that's my vent. Tighten up about that. Do that. Do that. And everybody else.
That's facts, no paper, man. And I think, and let's go to the media part of it, right? I know a lot of fans, like you said, are upset that we don't get the national recognition or the national attention that we deserve. You know what? I'm fine with it. Like you said earlier, I'm like you, Hawk. I'm cool with sitting under the table, chilling.
Yep.
Let them talk their trash because I guarantee you, if this was the Chiefs who beat 5 playoff teams, they're the Super Bowl. They're going to win the Super Bowl. That's all the thing they're going to say.
That's right.
They're going to win. The Bills do the same thing. They're going to win the Super Bowl. I've seen power rankings, and I do tend to usually not pay attention to power rankings because I just look at them as a joke sometimes. But I think everybody has to be compared. The Titans, they have no choice but to put the Titans at 1 or 2. They have no choice. Like, literally, they have no choice. And I know it hurts them to do that. But they're like, dang, these jokers are like roaches. They don't die. They don't quit. I don't know what's up with these boys. What's going on with them? And I think what you've heard in that locker, AP loves it here. AP says that every free agent that we picked up say they love it here. It feels like a college atmosphere. It feels like the team. It feels like a family. You go with the Chiefs. A couple of weeks ago, Tyrann Mathieu done pissed the Kansas City fan base off by basically saying, y'all appreciate what we've done for y'all, right? The Bills got Rico about to pop a vein in his head because they done lost to the Jags, right? Now, like you said, you got LA out here. I don't know what Big Jeff did, but Big Jeff put Matthew Stafford back into Detroit mode, and they got smacked up by the 49ers on Sunday. So, I mean, the Titans, I call them dynasty killers because we tend to kill dynasty in hopes, and I think that's what ticks a lot of fans off. I mean, a lot of fans in the media because we hurt Vegas odds. I know Vegas was pissed off at us because they were losing money. I mean, they lost money. I told my sister, she said, who should I bet against? I said, don't never bet against the Titans. Always bet with the Titans because if you don't, you're going to lose some money. I'm telling you. Hear me, listen what I'm saying.
Yep.
So that's the thing. Shout out to Engraven, man. I seen his tweet about the Titans injuries. At least he showed respect, man. He's like, man, I did not realize how many injuries they had. So salute to you, Engraven. At least
That's right.
he recognized.
And the Ravens are one of the only teams that can have that conversation with us as far as injuries.
Hey, if you gonna put them, we won, they too.
Right, exactly. They have injuries, legitimately. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
go ahead, Hawk. Go ahead.
Yep. So that's that's just really our thing, man. That we've been talking about, like, man, like, not that all we want to be in the spotlight or whatever, man. Just all we saying is respect game. That's all. We especially we beating your team with the injuries we've had. Humble yourself right now. Just say, hey, we need to do better. Not all y'all won because the refs cheated and all. We've been penalized as much, if not more, than most of the teams we've played. We've had more injuries than most of the teams we've had more injuries than every team we've played. So it's not nothing fluky. You can always have a bad call here on both ways, right? But it's not that's determined the outcome of a game. It hasn't been this season, not really, not for real. So
let them talk about because you're gonna hear this too. They lost to the Jets. Well, okay, we didn't get smacked up by the Jets. We lost. We could have won that game,
went
right?
to overtime.
We went to overtime, so it's not like we got smacked. You let them tell it. Oh, they lost to the Jets. No, it wasn't that bad, guys. We could have won the game. It's just we didn't take advantage of our opportunities. And Hawk was there.
And I was there in New York, and every team has had a bad loss. That happens. Super Bowl champions have bad losses. It happens. So
it happens.
You don't hear us making excuses, but we lost to the Jets. You're right.
You know what?
6 in a row, bro. Okay,
it might be 6 in a row. It is 6 in a row. It's 6 in a row. Let me hold. I think it. You
Chiefs,
know what you
Chiefs, Rams, Bills, Colts, Saints. Okay, let me make sure. Rams. Did I say that? Okay, let me do again. Bills, Chiefs, Colts.
I got you right here. Hold on.
Rams, Saints, and
that was the Jags. So we're just gonna start with the Jags. The Jags, Bills, Chiefs, Colts, Rams, Saints. So it is 6 in a row. It is 6 in a row. I'm saying if you can go 8-0 before the bye week, you've achieved something that I didn't think you can achieve, right?
Yep.
And I reckon predictions might be coming true.
Exactly. That's right.
That's crazy. I reckon predictions might be coming true.
That's right.
By accident, really. But I mean, look, Titans fans, and we'll get to the end. Don't worry about what they say. It's like your mama telling you, look, sweetie. Don't worry about what that person says over there. We gonna be all right. When we get to where we get to, taking it one game at a time, you're gonna make Keyshawn Johnson eat his words. Just make him eat his words. That's all he gotta do. And then he gonna look like a fool with spaghetti on his face, looking stupid sitting there. I mean, I don't know. Let me say this. ESPN, y'all's quality done gone down, bro. That's all I got to say. Come to us for content, man. We got you. I'm gonna look at them jokers, man.
Gotcha, man. Gotcha. So, all right, folks. Well, that ends the show, y'all. Again, as always, thank you for tuning in. Again, congratulations to those Tennessee Titans boys, 8-2 right now, beating the New Orleans Saints as we go in to play the Houston Texans here in Nashville, AFC South game. Again, as always, y'all, if you want to check us out on Instagram, who that? At Tennessee Titans Weekly. You can check us out on Twitter at Titans Weekly 24/7. You can also check us out on Apple and on Spotify. Check us out, Tennessee Titans Weekly. We're on there. Plus, on email, we're there at TennesseeTitansWeekly@gmail.com.
And when you check those out, and when you subscribe to those particular platforms Hawk just mentioned, hit your notification bells. Make sure your notification set is on your phone, on Apple and Spotify. Hell, even your email, because if you want to send us an email, we got to know that too. So make sure you do that. When you do it, you tell your auntie, your cousin, your dog, your cat, the Hulk, Thor. Tell them all. Tell Who Dat Nation. Tell all of them to come and check the content out, man. And, hey, let's go to them Texans. Let's get to the Texans. I'll be at the game Sunday. It's going to be a fun game. So we'll talk about it Thursday.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, to you and yours, we hope you have a good rest of the day. And as we always say, folks, facts,
no paper.